Thanks for joining us on this edition of Talk of the Town, and we have Brian Williams. Brian is the account manager of Biomed Services for the American Red Cross and based and lives right here in Cambridge. Welcome to Talk of the Town.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So tell us a little bit about the American Red Cross and what you do. I think we mostly all do know that you collect blood, but there's more to it than that.
Yeah, there is. As far as my position myself, I'm responsible for setting up the blood drives, finding people want to have blood drives, finding locations, getting on our calendar, taking care of it, make sure it gets all set up and going. And then once the blood drive starts, then it's all turned over to the collection staff, and it's their blood drive, and they run it.
A silly question, but I'm going to ask it anyhow. You're always in need of blood.
Yes.
And it's not because just locally that you service the hospitals, but you branch out. American Red Cross is nationwide.
Yes, it is. Our blood goes into the National Blood Bank, and basically what that is anybody across the United States that, let's say a hospital in Rhode Island has a patient that has a very rare blood type, and they're looking for this blood type. They go to the National Blood Bank, and they can find a specific blood for that patient. So our blood, we take care of our local hospitals first, make sure that they're taken care of because we have contracts with all of them about how much blood we need to provide them based on what they think they're going to need. And then we also, like I said, we also go to the blood bank as far as for all across the United States.
Can you tell me how important is blood to the medical community and the patients? How critical is that need?
Well, it's very critical because blood cannot be manufactured, okay? Even with all the advanced technology we have today, there's no such thing as synthetic blood. There's no such thing as blood substitute. It can only come from donors. That's the only people that can donate the blood. They can go to the patients. And people think about blood, well, who needs blood? Well, you all might usually think about accidents, traumas, ERs. Obviously, that is a very important part. But we also have people that have cancer, they're going through chemo, so they need blood products to help restore what they're losing through that. We have people that have certain diseases that need it. We have sickle cell patients that need blood transfusions constantly. We have birth mothers, when they're giving birth, they may be having where they get into trouble where they need blood automatically, or even the baby itself, if it's premature, they'll need blood products. So if one person, an accident, a serious accident, one person can use up to 100 units of blood just to keep them alive in the ER. That can happen on a common basis. So you think of how much, when we collect about 35 units average on my blood drives, that's over 4 blood drives that I have to for one person that might need that.
So the need is obvious. We're recording this, it's early June. Where are some of the places, or how can people donate this summer?
Sure, well, I got a few coming up this month. We'll be at the Center United Methodist Church out on Caddis Road. That'll be on June 14th. We'll be there from 12 to 6. We'll be at the First Baptist Church June 21st, and we're there from 9 to 7. And then we will be at the Southeastern Medical Center, and that's on a Friday, it's June 24th, and we'll be there 9 to 3.
And then even after that, I suppose you have a website that lists dates or Facebook page?
We have our blood donor app is really popular. We're over 3 million downloads for that. You can download the app for free. There's no adware. It's very easy to use. You can add appointments, change your appointments. It keeps track of your donations, how many units you donated. It gives you a digital donor card. So I really encourage people to download the app. You can still go to redcrossblood.org, enter your zip code, and it'll give you a list of all the area blood drives and by date. And you can still do it the old-fashioned way and call 1-800-RED CROSS, and they will hook you up.
And if I've never given blood before, what can I expect?
You can expect, most people the first time they've never given blood, they have, obviously they're a little bit of anxiety, because nobody's favorite thing to do is have a needle used on them. So we encourage people to come. Our staff is very good at keeping people at ease, explaining the process, everything that they're going through, what they're doing, so that they're not surprised by anything. And 9 times out of 10, when I talk to a first-time donor, when they come over to the snack area and they're having their cookies and juice, I talk to them, ask them how it went, and they all say, it's not near as bad as I put it in my head that it was going to be.
That's usually the way it is.
Yep, and you just saved a life by doing, taking that little bit of time out of your day.
Brian, the work you do is obviously very important. Thank you very much.
Appreciate that.
Thank you for joining us here, and we encourage everybody to go out and give blood. We'd like to thank Cambridge Main Street for sponsoring today's episode of Talk of the Town. If you are interested in being a sponsor, give us a call at 740-432-5605 or email us info@yourradioplace.com.